and you are listening to BBC Introducing on Radio Humberside right now with me, Alan Raw, and some live music. We're incredibly delighted to welcome Hull and Manchester-based hip-hop artist Marx. We've only had 2 tracks on the uploader by this guy. His talent is inspiring. I've seen him live before. I think he's amazing. Marx, take it away.
Fanny Mac on a beat and it's Max on the mic, guaranteed to give you what you like. So if all y'all are feeling nice, somebody say it's right. Mind you, I'll show you how to MC, live and direct from Hull City. Mind you, I'll show you how to MC, live and direct from the BBC. Mind you, I'll show you how to MC, live and direct from Hull City. Mind you, I'll show you how to MC, live and direct. Hey yo, I feel glorious, permanently victorious. I'm sort of a disgrace, or scared Pistorius, and I'm kind of a, but I'm not inglorious. I wanna be so big the cow will call me notorious. I do a lot of tours that make a lot of dollars, not more, but I got fans streaming me in Guatemala when I play next to Lou, just to get a lot of hollers. Leave it in, sweating like a pig and still put my collar, please. Honestly, thank you for the kind words on my best. I'm guaranteed to help your mind learn. I might say, you fiends with some heat next to more English language than your standard SAT test. And now I'm here to relieve stress. Grin glued to my grill, God, I never been vexed. I eat fish, that's food for the bridge. Due to the game, so addictive, take it a shot when you've been. I refuse to speculate, but who is this in your crew is a slave? Stupid and playing and losing in vain. I'm a real dude, trust me, I'm real smooth. When I'm a unit, your money yours. I steal food, trespass like Goldilocks. I'm munching your porridge, I sell out everywhere I play, Manchester to Norwich. Travel and trolling, gin and intended to spread knowledge. Like I told you before, they call me a college. Absolute pleasure to be here. Mind you, I'll show you how to MC, live and direct from Hull City. Mind you, I'll show you how to MC, live and direct from the BBC. Mind you, I'll show you how to MC, live and direct from Hull City. Mind you, I'll show you how to MC, live and direct. I'm the Humberside headhunter, Gemini god. Enjoy your free download of 10 of my songs. I'm an outcast. You want to criminate once, stay ahead of icons, they surrender by force. Yes, my name is Martin, but I feel more Malcolm. Hit you with that's the album before the album split you apart. I rhyme, I still elude the outcome. Throw money at it, hope it sees a couple thousand views. Pay your dues, rave reviews, stay making tunes while the fake make the news. Some refuse to support, like 2 naked dudes, but still stay amazed. The ooze blazing tools barely function when we blaze so storm by indisposable, like big snow globes. I wanna run the company that make those clothes. You can't keep up, so make go home. I make roast boards when they take photos. When I play those shows, I still make no dough. I'm well travelled, I still stay homegrown. Tell the world my name like K Solo. It's decibels, though I shrug off tinnitus. Don't even have sky, mate, I remain limitless. And on the rare occasion someone tries to diminish us, I stick 2 fingers up, cause I can't give. Some primo bet I made my prime, I would get called an emo. Yeah, I'd step up and rhyme. I'm chasing green or seal, although I'm sweating on my lines.
Hey yo, look how he goes.
Man, I'm always on my grind. Best before when I was 9, now I'm on tour all the time. My life, my lyrics, the 2 will intertwine.
Yo, how you doing, Marx?
Mate, I'm doing fine, I shine so bright, I got these fools going blind. 16 lines on the page, pristine rhymes are displayed. 15 when I press play, now I miss being away from the stage. I wish I'd be famous today, but actually in my own head I am, cause I get recognised when I'm out with my mum. Approach me in the street, roll a bell but shake hands, yo. When you're next free, mate, let's make plans, cause I know how to call floor, rock a show body everywhere I go, so you know how I roll.
I know
how to hold a mic just right, I help you see the light when I rhyme so tight.
I know
how to call floor, rock a show body everywhere I go, so you know how I roll.
Yeah, I know
how to hold a mic just right, I help you see the light when I rhyme so tight.
I know. Yeah, I know.
shows per week, then you play in a whole year. Middle of nowhere, ghost towns, I go there. Told you on my first joint, I can see so clear. I am talking clubbing when I say I have no fear. You should probably thank me, I live in Liverpool like my name is Bill Shankly. 1 for a week average, or how you manage. Ain't even 21, yet you're still savage. This is simply raw, complex calamities that Da Vinci saw. I grip the mic, tight as an Olympic torch. Fashion expert, check my Simpson shorts. Throw a dart at the bullseye, that's a short shot. Never dilute the product cause I slang pure raw. Travel 6 hours for support slot. Any beer, any drinks now. Well I thought not, but I know how to call floor, rock a show body everywhere I go. So you know how I roll.
I know
How to hold a mic just right. I help you see the light when I rhyme so tight.
I know
To go full rock a show body everywhere I go, so you know how I roll.
Yeah, I know
how to hold a mic just right. Help me see the light when I rhyme so tight.
I know Yeah, I know
Marx in session, live here on BBC, introducing on Radio Humberside. That were good. That was a really good session. I knew it would be, though, because look, I've seen you live before and I knew how good you was. But yeah, you nailed that.
Oh, good. I came to impress, so I'm glad. Mission accomplished.
So the 2 tracks that you just did, I know that you varied it up because, like, you gave us a mention, which is very nice. I'm taking it that those are based on 2 tracks that people could see you do normally and that you could maybe get.
Yeah, they're normally in my set list. The first track I did live and direct, I've recently released a music video and released it as a single, and we're just wrapping up the last few parts of the I Know music video, which is the second track. So again, that one's going to be a single and music video, so it made sense to do them 2 tracks.
You've sent us 2 tracks on the uploader as well before, and the quality of them was astounding. Really impressed with what you've done. I also noticed that there was collaborations in that, and you seem to collaborate with a lot of other artists. I mentioned Cameo Brooks earlier, who you've collaborated with on one of those tracks. Why do you do that? Is it something that gives you inspiration, or what do you get from the collaboration?
It's always good to work with different artists and stuff, because when especially if you're sat down together working, you can really feed off each other's energy, and it can end up with some brilliant music. The track with Cameo, we'd done one of his songs before called True, which I laid a verse for. And I always just thought our styles really complemented each other. We've both got really different styles as MCs, but they worked as a good juxtaposition. So that track, I knew I wanted it to be the Earth-Breaking News one, what you've played a couple of times. I knew I wanted that to be a bit of like a sort of conscious, make people think about stuff. And Cameo's brilliant at that. I knew he'd shine perfectly on that beat, so it just made sense.
Now, I've seen you doing your thing before a few times.
Yeah.
And you're extremely good at freestyling in the moment. How do you make that work then with your live sets? Because obviously when you're recording something and sending it to us, once you've done it, it's fixed, isn't it? But when people see you live, it's not like that at all, is it? And you change it up all the time. Do you even go with a set list?
No, not really. Usually people, what songs are you doing today? I don't know. I'll just have a look at the the folder of beats and see what's good. It really depends on the kind of vibe of the show. Really, I do play a lot of different mixed lineup shows. So for example, if I'm playing with some heavier bands and stuff, I might bring out some of the more hardcore sounding tracks. If it's like a traditional hip hop crowd, I might do some of the more jazzy boom bap style stuff. But I like to make sure I've got some songs that are just sort of you could listen to, you can sit and listen to, but if you would see them live, it'd be like 5 minutes long, just straight rap, and you're like, this is boring. So I try to keep the ones that are going to get in people's heads the best for live and stuff like that.
Now you mentioned harder stuff and heavier stuff there. I know that in your profile on the uploader as well, you said that you take influences from punk and metal music as well. Yeah. Where do you see the connection being between the hip hop, the punk, and the metal, and what's the line you walk within that?
I know it might sound silly because obviously they're very different genres, but really you can't really tell them apart characteristically, because it's all very youth-led, working class-led, like angry music a lot of the time. So when in the 80s and 90s and stuff, when like new metal and rap metal was popping off, when you would get artists such as like Anthrax and Public Enemy collaborating together, it just worked perfectly because they were both coming with a loud message. You need to listen to us, you need to listen to what we're saying. The styles work perfectly. I was into hip hop first. I always used to listen to Shady Aftermath Camp and stuff like that, and through that I got into metal because my stepdad was a big metalhead. I was listening to Korn in his car one day, and there was a track like Korn and Ice Cube on it. I think that would have been probably the first time, apart from like Limp Bizkit, but the first time I had a proper an MC just throwing darts at a metal track, and I was just blown away. So to me, I've always grown up listening to that kind of stuff and both genres, so it just interwove perfectly for me. I can obviously I was in metal bands and punk bands before doing this, so I've kind of developed my stage presence from that and stuff. So you need to be able to, because if I'm going to play no rallies and there's like, you know, escape artists or Live My Own or something, these are like some brilliant live bands that I've got to hold my own on, and it's just me. So like when I'm going up against like, right, here's one kid rapping on a lineup of like 20 heavy as hell bands, like you've kind of got to bring your A game really. So
I know you've been on lineups and in tours with people like MC Devon and Beans on Toast. It must be really interesting for you to be performing with so many different kinds of artists, some really big names and some who are just starting out as well. What I saw you do at the Welly Club at Bandwich when Cameo was on, I mean, the way that you sort of got together a little bit on the end with that, it was no surprise that you ended up doing a collaboration.
Yeah.
I mean, is there any more plans to do collaborations with any of these big names or the new ones?
Yeah, I've actually got an EP coming out next month, which I've got some really heavyweight features lined up for. I've got Rusty Jux on it, he was a protege of Sean Price's and stuff. He was like, Sean Price, one of my favourite MCs, so like, you know, he's a real heavyweight in like the underground hip hop scene in America and stuff like that. I've got Michael Parkinson, not that one. I've got the rapper producer Michael Parkinson. He's done a couple of beats and he's done a verse on it, and a guy called Razor Rocks from Preston, who I played a couple of shows with him recently on the Mega Ran tour, and we're actually heading out on tour together in June, July time, so it made sense to get that together. But I'm always up for working with, you know, different artists who I respect and are good at what they do. You know, anytime I can find time for it, I always will.
I know you're going to be doing a gig at the Polar Bear at the Sesh in Hull, 24th of April.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. Brilliant lineup.
Won't be the first time that you've been on that stage with Chedo Araka either.
No. Last year, almost like a year to the day. It was last April. Me and Chedo played it, and it was absolutely packed. Obviously, you know, Chedo's gigs always get pretty rowdy, so it was a great night.
Got Live Lance on that bill as well. He did a recent session for us, just like you've just done.
Yeah, he was on the bigger stage. I'm appalled. Preferential treatment.
You were in the studio. Surely that's special.
Yeah. No, it's great to be here. I'm joking.
Well, thanks ever so much for being here. I think lastly, you just need to tell people how to follow you from this point on so they can just go on that straight away. Yeah,
it's at MARX42 on pretty much everything: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat and whatnot. Please keep up to date. Please tell me what you're thinking of stuff. Get the music. And the 2 tracks you've heard tonight from my most recent release called The Notorious MKG. I've sold out of all the CDs and everything, but you can find it online on Spotify, iTunes and everywhere else.
Marx, thanks very much. Brilliant.